Archangel Michael says, he is crying out in a voice that echoes louder than thunder across the heavens, because he has seen the one who whispered a curse over your life in the shadows, and he knows it is impossible to defeat this darkness without your help. He is pleading for just a few seconds of your attention, because the clock is racing, and what is unfolding right now is not something you can ignore or walk away from without facing a storm you will never forget. Type Amen if you believe in God's endless mercy. This is not a moment to scroll past. This is a moment that has been written with trembling urgency in the scrolls of heaven. Archangel Michael is not simply speaking, he is weeping, he is begging, he is reaching for you with a fierce love that only heaven can carry, because he has seen the wickedness that was aimed at your soul. He knows the secret intentions, the hidden hands, the words spoken behind your back that tried to curse your light, and he is not standing idly while the enemy tries to steal what was born for you in glory. There are unseen battles happening right now, spiritual winds swirling with fire and ash, angels standing in formation, and at the center of it all is your name. Your name was shouted in heaven's throne room today with a trembling in the voice of Michael, not because he fears the enemy, but because he fears what will happen if you do not take this moment seriously. This is not a whisper. This is a cry from the Archangel who guards your life, and he is saying, I saw the one who cursed you. I watched it unfold. And now we must fight back, but not without you. Like this video and subscribe to this channel if you believe God is always with you. There is a power in your spirit that even you have not fully understood. The enemy sees it. That's why you've been attacked the way you have. That's why your sleep has been broken, your relationships tested, your finances shaken, and your peace constantly under siege. Because something deep in the spirit realm knows that if you ever fully step into who God created you to be, no curse can remain, no demon can stand, and no evil can hold your name hostage ever again. But to unlock that power, you have to listen now. Not tomorrow. Not later. Now. You may not remember the exact moment the curse was spoken over you, because it was not done in front of your face. It was done in the silence of someone's envy. It was wrapped in bitterness and delivered through words that never reached your ears but were directed straight at your future. But Michael saw it. And he has not stopped watching since. He followed the trail of that curse. He followed the energy of it as it tried to infect your destiny. And now he has come to warn you, not to scare you, not to shame you, but to awaken you. Because what comes next is not something you can afford to miss. What if the missing piece to financial success wasn't luck, but a hidden frequency inside your brain waiting to be switched on? Once activated, this ancient signal unleashes waves of prosperity, opening doors to opportunities you never thought possible. From sudden windfalls to long-awaited breakthroughs, it's transforming lives daily. Want to see how? Click the link in the video description and comments below to tap into the money magnet brain wave and begin your journey today. Others are already awakening this hidden signal and watching their lives transform. Do not be the one left behind while abundance passes you by. There is something sacred about this moment. A veil has been lifted, and heaven is closer than ever. You might not feel ready, you might feel tired, disappointed, confused, or even numb, but that doesn't matter. What matters is that your spirit is still breathing. Your soul is still open, and Archangel Michael is still willing to fight beside you. But he needs your agreement. Not your perfection. Just your yes. Just your faith. Just your willingness to believe that what cursed you is not greater than what God is about to do for you. This is not just about protection. This is about recovery, restoration, redemption. This is about the time that was stolen from you being returned in a way that will make the enemy regret ever touching your life. This is about the nights you cried into a pillow, thinking no one heard, being answered with a heavenly roar that says, "We heard. We were there. And now it's your turn to rise." Type 999 if you trust Jesus with all your heart. Archangel Michael is not standing alone. He is standing with an army. And they have gathered today, not out of routine, but because the heavens have marked this moment as a turning point in your life. They are not asking for dramatic faith. They are asking for real faith. Quiet faith. Sincere faith. The kind that whispers, "God, I don't know how, but I trust you anyway." Because that is all it takes to break the curse. That is all it takes to turn the tide. If you've been tired, worn down, or on the edge of giving up, this message is your rescue. If you've been misunderstood, abandoned, or betrayed, this is your validation. If you've been stuck in the same cycles, fighting the same silent wars, feeling like progress always slips away just as you reach for it, this is your shift. Because today, Michael saw what was working against you. And heaven has drawn a line. This is not superstition. This is spiritual reality. What was spoken against you will not stand. What was designed to break you will not succeed. But only if you rise now. Only if you believe now. Only if you hear this cry and say, "I receive the help of heaven. I won't miss what God is doing for me." Because the fight has already begun, and the longer you wait, the deeper the roots of the curse grow. But if you respond now, if you open your heart even for these next few moments, then what cursed you will crumble at the feet of your faith. God has not forgotten you. Jesus has not turned his face away. The angels have not walked past your pain. You are seen. You are protected. And you are loved in ways you cannot yet imagine. But that love requires your attention. That love is extending a hand through this message and saying, "Don't look away this time. Don't scroll past what is sacred. This is your moment. This is your fight. This is your freedom." There are places in your story that even you have tried to forget, moments that have been sealed away because the pain was too sharp, yet Michael has walked through every one of them, standing like a shadow behind you, guarding what you could not guard yourself, collecting every tear you ever shed as evidence before heaven's court to prove that you are worthy of the breakthrough now being prepared. He has seen the curses, but he has also seen your endurance, your kindness, your hidden prayers, the times you forgave when it was almost impossible, and it is because of that unseen strength that this rescue is arriving with such urgency. Heaven does not send its warriors lightly. When Michael moves, it is because the stakes are high, and what you are fighting is not a coincidence or a random hardship but an intentional attempt to crush a calling that carries weight beyond your understanding. This is why you have felt the heaviness in the air, the strange resistance in your plans, the whispers of doubt and the subtle discouragement that has tried to creep in and make you believe that maybe God has forgotten you. But God has not forgotten. God has been preparing. And Michael is here as proof that the preparation has reached its moment of release. Type 1010 to affirm that God's timing is perfect. The one who cursed you did not know how strong your spirit truly is. They thought their words would scatter you, their actions would stop you, their hidden rituals would delay you. But they underestimated the covenant over your life. They underestimated the love of God that hovers like a shield over your days, even when you feel weak and unworthy. They underestimated the cross of Jesus Christ that already broke every chain and canceled every curse before you even knew it existed. And now they are about to see what happens when heaven rises to defend one of its own. Do not turn away, remain until the end, because this message holds strength for your heart. Archangel Michael speaks now not only as a messenger but as a witness to your journey. He knows the weight you've been carrying, the nights when sleep would not come, the mornings when hope felt thin. He knows the false accusations, the lost opportunities, the doors that slammed shut for reasons you could not explain. But he also knows that every one of those moments was setting the stage for a revelation of God's faithfulness so deep and so undeniable that even your enemies will have to acknowledge it. That is why he is pleading for your attention. Because what is unfolding now is bigger than a single blessing. It is the shifting of your entire season. There is a fragrance of restoration in the air, a holy wind that moves through every locked place in your life, loosening the grip of despair and lighting candles in corners that have been dark for years. It is not just about breaking the curse but about rebuilding your confidence, healing your heart, and renewing your faith so fully that you walk with a different posture, a different glow, a different strength. When Michael fights, he does not only defend, he clears the path for you to step into a larger life, a freer life, a life that carries peace where there was once only survival. Right now, heaven's army is lined up like a vast horizon of light, each angel holding a sword of fire, their faces steady and unshaken, their hearts beating with the rhythm of God's promises over you. They are not waiting for you to be perfect. They are waiting for you to say yes. To open your heart and let the love of God move through you again. To lift your eyes from the ground and see that you are not alone. To trust that even if the battle has been long, the victory is still sure because it was secured long before the fight began. What if you discovered a tiny, walnut-sized brain region holds the secret to endless wealth and success? Recently uncovered by groundbreaking research and once buried in classified files, this frequency is now available to anyone ready to listen. Imagine replacing worry and struggle with a life of financial ease and freedom. Interested? Click the link in video description and comments below to unleash this hidden brain wave and start attracting wealth right now. You have been guided to this message for a reason, and if you turn away, the chance may not return. This is your time to step in. This is the turning point, this is the moment where you stop surviving and start rising. This is the moment where you breathe in the truth that the curse has no right to your life, your mind, your body, your future. This is the moment where you let go of the fear that has held you tight and take hold of the faith that will carry you forward. Michael is not asking you to understand every detail. He is asking you to trust the God who sent him. He is asking you to believe that this message is not an accident. He is asking you to know, deep in your soul, that you are worth the fight. Type 1111 if you believe heaven is listening. In the stillness of your heart, you can almost feel it, a pulse, a shift, a warmth like sunlight breaking through storm clouds. That is the sign of heaven moving. That is the sign of God's love breaking through. That is the sign that even now, while you read these words, chains are loosening, shadows are lifting, and new doors are being unlocked. You may not see the full picture yet, but you are standing at the edge of something sacred and irreversible. Archangel Michael stretches out his hand in this moment as a sign of heaven's promise to you. He is not only your protector but also your guide into the next chapter. And this next chapter is not written in curses but in blessings, not in fear but in courage, not in loss but in abundance. The one who cursed you will not be able to stop what God is about to do. And you will not regret listening. You will only rejoice that you did. You were never just created to survive this world. You were crafted with care in the heart of God to be a vessel of healing, of hope, of love so deep that even the darkest spirits tremble when you begin to walk in your purpose. And that is exactly what the enemy saw. That is why this curse was released. Not because you are weak, but because your anointing is strong enough to shift the atmosphere in rooms you haven't even stepped into yet. That's what they were afraid of. That's what they tried to block. But what they forgot is that no curse spoken in darkness can override a promise sealed in the presence of God. Michael is not alone in this. The angels of God have been circling you, not just protecting, but actively defending every inch of your life. Even when you felt like everything was falling apart, they were holding back destruction you couldn't see. Even when you were crying in silence, feeling forgotten, they were marking every moment of your pain and preparing a harvest for every seed of faith you planted in the dark. You didn't need an audience for God to hear you. You didn't need a crowd for heaven to move. You only needed your heart to stay open, and you did that, even through everything. That's why breakthrough is not just coming, it's already being written. The one who cursed you may have used words you never heard, gestures you never saw, intentions you never felt directly, but heaven heard it all. Heaven recorded it. Heaven judged it. And heaven has declared that enough is enough. You are not meant to live under the weight of what someone else's jealousy tried to place upon your life. You are not meant to carry the energy of someone else's bitterness. You are not meant to shrink your light because someone else was too blind to honor it. You are meant to stand now, in the light of who you are, and rise. Archangel Michael is standing not only in front of you to shield you, but beside you to walk with you. This is not just about divine protection. This is about divine empowerment. God is not just stopping what was sent to harm you, He is preparing to multiply what was taken from you. You may not know how it will happen. You may not feel qualified. You may not even feel ready. But that has never stopped God before. He specializes in lifting the ones who thought it was too late, too broken, too far gone. And right now, He is lifting you. The atmosphere is changing even as these words enter your spirit. There is a realignment happening in the unseen world, a shifting of places and positions, a reordering of what was delayed so that what is yours can finally reach you. This is not imagination. This is spiritual truth. Something sacred is breaking open because you dared to receive this moment instead of running from it. Your acceptance is the key. Your willingness to believe is what unlocks the blessing. Type 1212 if you know God is guiding your steps. Michael pleads for these seconds not because he's desperate, but because he knows that the curse will not be broken by force, it must be broken by your agreement. God gave you authority. And it is your agreement with heaven that crushes every plan of the enemy. You do not need to perform. You only need to say yes to the truth that you are not cursed, you are called, chosen, and cherished by the Most High. Let the healing begin right now. Let the light of God fill every corner of your heart that has been weighed down by fear, shame, guilt, or confusion. Let every scar be touched with divine love. Let every broken place be mended by the warmth of God's mercy. You are not too far gone. You are not too damaged. You are not too late. You are perfectly placed in this very moment for the miracle that is already unfolding in silence. You may not see it yet, but peace is coming back to you. Joy is returning to your mornings. Clarity is rising in your mind. Favor is beginning to surround you. What cursed you is losing its grip. What tormented you is being silenced. And what belongs to you is being returned, with interest. Because God does not just restore, He rewards. And He has seen your quiet obedience. He has seen your hidden tears. He has seen your faith, even when it flickered. And now, He sends Michael to speak these words, so you never again believe that your pain was ignored. There is a softness in this moment, a holy stillness that carries the breath of Jesus into your soul. Let it fill you. Let it cleanse you. Let it remind you that you are not forgotten, not forsaken, not alone. You are surrounded by angels. You are protected by God's presence. And you are being led into a new beginning that will leave you in awe. Archangel Michael has sounded the alarm not to frighten you, but to awaken you. Because you are the key. You are the one with the authority to speak life over what the enemy tried to bury. You are the one with the power to say, I receive what heaven has for me. That is what shifts everything. That is what ends the curse. That is what brings the miracle. What if I told you financial freedom is not about working harder, but activating a dormant brain signal designed to draw abundance directly to you? Neuroscience proves this sound wave unlocks prosperity faster than any method known before. From unexpected cash to life-changing success, it's already helping thousands. Imagine looking back tomorrow wishing you had acted today. Do not let regret replace the miracle that is calling you right now. Click the link in the video description and comments below to turn on the ancient money wave and create the life you've always dreamed of today. In the secret places of your life where you have felt unseen, angels have been working quietly. When you walked into rooms and felt the heaviness of resistance without understanding why, Michael was already there, holding a shield over your spirit, making sure that no hidden arrow would pierce deeper than what you could recover from. You may not have realized it, but you survived storms that should have broken you. You crossed nights that should have swallowed you whole. You kept going when everything in the natural world said you should have stopped. That was not luck. That was not chance. That was heaven's intervention keeping you steady for this very hour. The curse that was spoken against you was aimed at your future because the enemy could see glimpses of what you would become. He saw the influence of your light. He saw the ripple effect of your kindness. He saw the lives you would touch, the peace you would bring, the healing you would carry into places of darkness. and so he tried to suffocate it before it bloomed. But what he did not see was how deeply you were rooted in God's hands. What he did not see was that Jesus himself had already marked your life with his blood and sealed your destiny long before the curse was ever spoken. Type 1313 to affirm strength through the Lord. Michael is speaking now to stir your spirit awake, because the battle is already shifting in your favor, but your agreement makes it complete. You don't have to fight with your own strength. You don't have to figure out every detail. You don't have to be perfect. All heaven asks of you is to open your heart, to say yes to the truth that God's love is stronger than any curse, and to let go of the fear that has kept you braced for more pain. This is the hour to breathe, to trust, to let God's hands wrap around what has felt out of control. The light of heaven is descending even now, touching your memories, your emotions, your body, your future, loosening the chains of despair and confusion. There is a release taking place, a soft but powerful unraveling of what held you back. You might sense it as warmth in your chest, a quietness in your thoughts, a stirring of hope you haven't felt in a long time. That is not your imagination. That is heaven moving into the spaces that were wounded, pouring healing oil into cracks you thought would never mend. It is the start of something new, something whole, something blessed. Archangel Michael looks at you now not with pity but with respect. He knows what it has cost you to still be here, still breathing, still reaching for God even when you didn't feel him near. He knows how many times you forgave when no one thanked you. He knows how many nights you prayed when no one listened. He knows the depth of your loyalty to God even when you didn't understand his timing. And because of that loyalty, heaven has moved on your behalf. This is not just about removing a curse. This is about opening a chapter that was reserved for you alone. Imagine a horizon at dawn, the first streaks of light cutting through the dark sky. That is what is happening to your life right now. It is not sudden noise or chaos. It is a quiet but unstoppable light breaking through everything that once hid you. You are being brought into clarity, into favor, into peace, into purpose. And no curse has the power to stop that light once it begins to rise. Type Amen if you believe God is your strength, and share this powerful video with 7 faithful souls to receive blessings and miracles. Michael's plea for 20 seconds of your attention is heaven's way of saying, don't miss this moment. Because moments like this do not come every day. They are sacred intersections where God's timing meets your readiness, and everything shifts. By reading these words, by letting them sink into your heart, you are already participating in the breaking of the curse. You are already stepping into the blessing. You are already aligning with the promise. This is why you were urged not to skip, not to walk away, not to dismiss it. Because this is not fear-mongering. This is love calling you back to your inheritance. This is heaven reclaiming what belongs to you. This is God reminding you that no matter what was spoken in the dark, his voice over you will always be louder, stronger, and final. You are not too late. You are not too lost. You are not too broken. You are standing right where you need to be to receive what heaven has been holding for you. Archangel Michael has seen the one who cursed you, but more importantly, he has seen the God who called you. And that calling is about to shine brighter than ever. Type 1414 if you believe in divine protection. All through the nights when you felt alone, you were never actually alone. Heaven's armies stood guard around your soul. Every whispered prayer you released, every tear you thought was wasted, every sigh that rose from your heart when words failed, all of it was gathered and carried into the presence of God. Not one moment was ignored. Not one pain was overlooked. Michael saw it all. He recorded the injustices. He stood witness to the schemes of those who envied you, those who spoke words you never heard but felt in your spirit as heaviness. And he also stood as a shield, holding back blows you never even knew were coming, so that you would survive long enough to reach this exact turning point. The curse that was spoken against you was not stronger than the cross. It was not stronger than the blood of Jesus that marked your life long before you took your first breath. It was not stronger than the plans written over you in heaven's books, plans of hope, of restoration, of victory. The enemy counted on your weariness. He counted on your doubt. He counted on you giving up before you reached this moment. But you didn't. You are still here. And that single fact means the power of God has already been working on your behalf. Michael's plea for your attention is not about frightening you but about inviting you into agreement with what heaven is doing right now. You do not have to know the full picture. You do not have to fight with your own hands. All you need is a heart willing to believe that you are loved, protected, and chosen. When you align with that truth, even quietly, even in your weakness, the curse loses its last hold. Darkness cannot cling to a heart that has opened itself to God's light. Even now, as these words settle into your spirit, something is shifting. The atmosphere around you is changing. Where there has been confusion, clarity is beginning to form. Where there has been despair, hope is stirring again. Where there has been heaviness, a lighter breath is moving through. That is the movement of heaven. That is the sign that what was hidden is being undone, that what was blocked is being released, that what was lost is being returned. Archangel Michael looks at you not with pity but with pride. He knows you've endured storms that would have crushed others. He knows you've kept your faith alive even when it flickered. He knows you've forgiven even when it cost you. That endurance, that quiet resilience, has been seen. And now God is turning it into a testimony. The very places where you were wounded will become the places where you carry healing for others. The very areas where you felt cursed will become the areas where you shine the brightest. You may not understand yet how it will happen, but heaven's timing is perfect. This is not a coincidence. This is a divine moment intersecting with your life. By pausing here, by receiving this message, you are already stepping into the current of blessing that is flowing toward you. You are already participating in the breaking of the curse. You are already saying yes to God's plan without even realizing it. Type 1515 to receive peace in your soul today. In the days ahead, you will begin to notice small shifts. Conversations that once felt heavy will feel lighter. Opportunities that were closed will begin to open. Peace will start to seep into your mornings. Ideas, strength, and clarity will come in ways that surprise you. These are not random. They are the first signs of a new chapter unfolding. They are heaven's way of saying, I have not forgotten you. I am making all things new. What if everything you've been chasing, wealth, freedom, success, could be drawn to you automatically, simply by unlocking a secret brain wave hidden inside you? Once classified by intelligence agencies, this discovery is now available to the public, and it's changing lives instantly. Picture yourself debt-free, stress-free, and thriving. The window is open, but not forever, and every second you wait is wealth slipping from your hands, so grasp it now. Click the link in video description and comments below to awaken this money magnet frequency and watch abundance flow into your life today. Michael stretches his hand toward you as a sign that heaven is still with you. He is not only your protector but your guide into what comes next. And what comes next is not defeat. It is not more loss. It is restoration. It is blessing. It is a freedom you may have stopped believing was possible. The curse is breaking. The chains are falling. The light is rising. Let your heart rest in this truth. You are loved. You are seen. You are chosen. Nothing spoken against you can override what God has declared over you. And as you continue to open yourself to this message, you will find yourself walking not in fear but in quiet confidence, not in scarcity but in abundance, not in despair but in hope. You may not even know who it was. You may have guessed. You may have even tried to deny what your spirit was feeling. But Michael saw them. He saw the bitterness in their heart when they looked at you. He saw how they smiled at you and pretended to love you while holding jealousy so deep that it spilled out through their actions and words. He saw when they released curses not always through spells or rituals, but through their cruelty, their gossip, their manipulation, their lies. Sometimes curses are not loud. Sometimes they are soft, hidden in pretend affection, hidden in, "I hope you fail," said under shallow breaths when you weren't in the room. But heaven heard every word. Heaven saw every intention. And heaven is now responding. Michael's voice trembles not because he is afraid, but because he feels the weight of what this moment carries. The enemy has waged war against your peace, your health, your clarity, your purpose. But what the enemy didn't know is that heaven has been tracking every battle. And God has waited until now, this moment when your heart would be ready to receive the truth and the help being sent from above. All the delay, all the confusion, all the times you felt stuck or lost, it wasn't because you were cursed beyond saving. It was because God was preparing to deal with it fully and completely, not just remove the surface pain, but uproot the curse from the roots so it can never grow back again. You have been through too much to give up now. You have survived too much to doubt now. What you felt breaking inside you in the past season was not the end of your story. It was heaven making space to rewrite it. And that rewriting begins when you believe, even if it's with trembling faith, that you are still God's child, still God's masterpiece, still called for a purpose greater than the pain you've carried. That is the truth that breaks the power of every curse. Type Amen if you surrender fully to God's will. Michael is not asking for perfection. He is not asking for some performance of faith. He is asking for your heart. He is asking for you to slow down, even just for these few moments, and receive this as truth. You are not cursed anymore. You are being restored. You are not abandoned. You are being realigned. You are not being punished. You are being positioned for what is greater than what you lost. God's love is entering every place that the curse tried to hide. It is moving like water into the dry places of your soul. And as you receive this love, something begins to break, something heavy that's been sitting on your chest, something cold that's been wrapping itself around your mind, something dark that's been whispering lies about your worth, your future, your ability to start again. That heaviness is not yours to carry anymore. It was never from God. It was the residue of the curse. And now, by His power, it is being lifted. You don't need to know the exact time or the exact person. You don't even need to understand how it all happened. What you need to know is that Archangel Michael saw it all, and that God trusted you enough to survive it so you could walk in the testimony that follows it. The healing will not only be yours. It will pour out of your life into the lives of others. What the enemy meant for evil, God is now turning into a river of goodness that will overflow into every part of your life. Let this be your beginning. Let this be the moment you no longer carry shame, or fear, or regret. Let this be the hour when you say, I am God's, and I receive what He has for me. Those words are simple, but they carry the weight of heaven. Those words are the weapon that silences curses. Those words are the keys that unlock the miracles God has stored for you. Michael is still here. His sword is still drawn. His wings still cover you. The angels are still circling your name. You are not alone. You are not forgotten. You are not hopeless. You are covered. You are chosen. You are deeply loved. Through every quiet moment when you felt like you were losing strength, heaven was recording your endurance. Through every false smile that hid another's jealousy, Michael was watching, making sure you were not swallowed by their intentions. Through every lonely night when you whispered prayers that no one heard, the angels were listening, carrying your words into the throne room of God. All of it mattered. All of it counted. Not one tear was wasted, not one sigh overlooked. And now you are standing at the edge of the shift those prayers have been creating. The power of God is not only breaking the curse but rewriting your story. You are stepping out of a season of simply surviving and into a season of standing tall, walking free, and breathing without fear. This is the moment when old doors close and new doors open, when hidden blessings that were blocked begin to flow, when the heaviness sitting on your spirit lifts like fog under the rising sun. You may have felt too tired to believe it, but your faith, even as small as a quiet whisper, has been enough to move heaven on your behalf. Michael's plea for these moments of your attention is heaven's invitation to align yourself with what is already happening. You don't have to perform. You don't have to prove yourself. You only have to allow yourself to believe again, believe that God still sees you, still loves you, still holds your future. That belief, even trembling, is stronger than any curse ever spoken. That belief calls down angels. That belief unlocks restoration. Type 1717 to affirm your life is in God's hands. Right now, as these words settle in you, a release is taking place. The tension in your soul is loosening. The quiet heaviness in your heart is lifting. New clarity is forming where there was confusion. New strength is rising where there was exhaustion. These are not empty promises. This is what happens when heaven intervenes. This is what happens when Archangel Michael steps forward with his sword of light. This is what happens when you say yes to God's love instead of believing the lies whispered against you. What if the fastest path to wealth was already inside your mind, waiting to be activated by a powerful sound wave? Scientists call it the money-attracting frequency, and once awakened, it begins drawing opportunities, success, and financial freedom like never before. Imagine the relief of no more bills and the joy of living your dreams. This is more than an offer, it is a divine turning point. Your destiny is waiting, but only if you choose to move now. Click the link in the video description and comments below to turn on this ancient brain wave today. In the days ahead, watch for subtle signs of this new chapter. People who drained your spirit will begin to drift away. Opportunities that once felt impossible will show up with ease. Peace will return to your mornings, and hope will feel natural again. These are the first fruits of freedom. These are heaven's way of saying, "It's done." The curse has no more hold. Michael stands not as a distant angel but as a companion for this transition. His presence means you are not walking into the unknown alone. His sword means nothing sent against you can reach you. His wings mean you are under protection, even when you can't see it. And above him, God's hand is stretched over your life, steady and unwavering, carrying you into a future the enemy tried to erase but could not. This is your time to breathe again. This is your time to reclaim what was stolen. This is your time to step forward not in fear but in quiet confidence, knowing that you are loved, chosen, and watched over. Every false word spoken about you is falling silent. Every hidden plan made against you is collapsing. Every door meant to trap you is being shut while new doors swing open before you. Archangel Michael's voice softens now, not because the urgency is gone but because the victory has begun. He wants you to know that what cursed you has lost its power, and that your part now is to rest in God's love, to keep your heart open, and to walk forward knowing you are never alone. This is not just a moment. This is the start of a completely new season of your life. You have endured trials not because you were weak, but because you were carrying a strength that threatened darkness itself. You were not attacked because you lacked purpose, you were attacked because your purpose is dangerous to the enemy. There's something about your spirit, your kindness, your loyalty, your quiet resilience, that carries a power that others do not understand. And because of that power, the one who cursed you did not want to see you rise. But they do not get the final word, God does. And his word over you has always been redemption. Michael is pleading not just for your attention, but for your cooperation. This miracle unfolding in the spiritual realm is not just about removing pain. It is about preparing a future where joy becomes your resting place and peace becomes your atmosphere. The breaking of the curse is only the beginning. What comes next is a rebuilding of confidence, of love, of self-worth, of dreams that once felt buried. But for that rebuilding to begin, you must release the belief that what was spoken over you has the right to stay. It doesn't. You are not what they called you. You are not what they expected of you. You are what God formed in love, in light, and in divine intention. Now is the time to lift your head again. Now is the time to unclench your fists, not in surrender, but in release. Let go of the fear that it will happen again. Let go of the tension that made you brace for more hurt. Let go of the need to figure everything out. Michael is handling what your heart could not. He is battling what was sent to destroy you. He is uncovering every lie, exposing every dark word, and sweeping it from your path like dust in the wind. Because you were never meant to walk weighed down. You were always meant to walk covered in glory. Type 1818 to claim miracles and breakthroughs. The healing taking place now is not loud. It is gentle. It is quiet. It is deep. It does not scream, it soothes. You may not even realize it at first, but in the coming days, your spirit will begin to feel lighter. Things that used to trigger anxiety will not carry the same weight. Thoughts that once spiraled into fear will begin to dissolve before they can take hold. This is the work of heaven, subtle, steady, and unstoppable. This is the evidence of angels moving through your life, not for a moment, but for a lifetime. There is something sacred being formed inside you again. Trust. Hope. Expectation. It's been a long time since you felt truly excited about the future, but God is reigniting that spark. The one who cursed you did not steal your future. They only delayed it. But now, God is compressing the time. What you thought you missed will come quicker. What you thought was lost will be replaced better. God is not just a healer. He is a restorer. And He is restoring you in full. Archangel Michael wants you to stop apologizing for your strength. Stop minimizing your light just to make others comfortable. Stop doubting that you carry something divine within you. The reason you have felt out of place in certain circles is because your spirit was never meant to blend in, it was meant to stand out. And heaven is now giving you permission to walk as who you truly are. Not cursed. Not broken. But chosen. The curse was never stronger than your calling. It only felt that way because the enemy knows how to disguise fear as truth. But now that disguise is gone. Now the curtain is pulled back. Now you see things more clearly, and from this clarity, a new you is emerging, healed, whole, and no longer bound by what was spoken against you. You are being rebuilt with heaven's hands. This is the beginning of a stretch of time where you will start to feel yourself again. Not the version of you that was surviving, but the version that smiles without effort, the version that walks with ease, the version that wakes up excited again. You are being reunited with the joy that once felt so far away. And this reunion is the reward for the battle you never asked for but still survived. Michael is not leaving your side. This victory will be protected. The breakthrough will be guarded. The blessings that are coming will not be snatched away like before. This time, heaven is sealing it with fire. This time, you will keep what comes. And it will be beautiful. There are seasons where God allows your roots to go deep before your branches are seen. During those hidden seasons, you often feel forgotten or unseen, yet heaven is preparing you. Everything you went through, the betrayals, the delays, the nights of exhaustion, was not wasted. It shaped you into someone the curse could not destroy. It made your heart stronger, your compassion deeper, your faith steadier. That is why Michael stands with such reverence when he speaks your name. He knows what it cost you to keep walking. He knows how many times you chose to keep believing when everything around you tried to convince you to stop. That is the soil where miracles grow. Type 1919 if you believe healing is yours. The power of God is now flowing through your story in ways you may not immediately recognize. It is not only breaking chains, it is planting new seeds. It is not only exposing darkness, it is creating new light. It is not only removing what was harmful, it is replacing it with what is holy. The heaviness that sat on your chest like a stone is being lifted layer by layer, and in its place a quiet strength is rising, a strength that does not have to shout, does not have to prove, but simply stands and glows because it knows it is loved and protected. Michael's presence is not only about warning but about ushering you into courage. You have spent too long holding your breath, waiting for the next blow, expecting the next disappointment. Now heaven is asking you to exhale. To breathe deeply. To let your shoulders drop. To let your spirit soften. You are not entering another fight. You are entering freedom. The curse has been addressed. The darkness has been confronted. Now you are being guided into a season of ease after a season of survival. This ease does not mean passivity, it means alignment. It means walking in step with God rather than pushing on your own. It means allowing grace to lead you rather than striving to prove yourself. It means trusting that you are worthy of good things without feeling guilty when they arrive. The same angels that fought for you are now clearing the path for you, removing obstacles and setting things in order so that blessings can reach you without interference. In the days ahead, you will begin to notice your heart feeling lighter for no obvious reason. You will find yourself smiling at small things again. You will catch glimpses of ideas, opportunities, and people who feel like answers to prayers you almost forgot you prayed. These are not coincidences. They are the first signs of a promise manifesting. They are heaven's quiet way of saying, the war is over. Walk forward. Michael's eyes hold no pity, only deep respect. He knows you have grown into someone who understands God's heart in a way you never could have before. He knows that your story will become a beacon for others, proof that curses break, proof that angels fight, proof that God restores. He knows that this moment is not an ending but a launching into a life where you can finally rest in who you were created to be. Let yourself believe this. Let yourself take small steps toward joy again. Let yourself speak blessings over your own life instead of bracing for bad news. Let yourself imagine a future without fear. These are not empty gestures. They are acts of faith that draw heaven closer. They are how you participate in the miracle. They are how you signal to God and His angels that you are ready to live beyond the shadow of what was sent against you.